Hey ladies and gentlemen, Middle Guy back. And in this video I want to discuss San Jose, California Mayor Matt Mahan proposing to arrest homeless people who refuse help and refuse shelter. Now, as a California resident and a Bay Area resident, I vehemently support this 1000%. I've been saying this for the longest time. You give them options. We'll give you help, that's fine, we'll help you get back on your feet. You have a allotted amount of time to do whatever. Or you can go to jail because you're not allowed to do whatever you want and impede on others' rights and destroy the environment by littering and crapping and urinating everywhere and doing your drugs in the open everywhere. It's ridiculous. These progressive policies never work. I don't even know why anybody ever would have wanted to start leaning towards these in the first place. I mean, maybe because they're just really stupid, which they are. But progressive policies never work. They never have and they never will. So I'm glad that finally some people in California are growing brains and are actually going to hold people accountable for their bad decisions. So let's get into this video from Fox 11 in LA, which is weird. But the Bay Area news stations won't show this because they're totally against this. They support homelessness and allowing these people to do whatever the fuck they want all the time, like the trans people.
There is a new approach to end homelessness in San Jose. Unhoused people could be sent to jail if they repeatedly refuse offers of shelter. It's called responsibility to shelter.
Yeah, they should be. Just look at this picture right here. The mess of these shit strewn everywhere from these people. How is this okay to allow them to do this? I don't understand. This isn't good for anybody whatsoever at all. It's not safe for anybody, especially if these people are mentally ill. We don't need mentally ill people running amok in the streets in our society. We already have enough of them. They're called leftists. But this does no good for these homeless people either. This does nothing for them to allow them to live in squalor like this. It's ridiculous and not help them.
And San Jose Mayor Matt Mahan is the man behind the concept. Mayor Mahan joins me now. Mayor, thanks so much for being with us.
And for people who don't know this guy, he's a super leftist progressive guy. He ran on progressive policies. Yeah, I mean, of course he won because he's a liberal in California and they're all stupid. But that's not true. Not everyone's a liberal and not everyone's stupid, as we see from the election map for Trump. But a lot of these people are stupid and they think somehow that this shit's going to work suddenly when it's never worked ever anywhere in the world in the history of time.
What is the basic policy?
Well, thanks for having me, Alex.
Common sense. Whoops.
The concept here is that we're asking our residents and taxpayers to invest tens of millions of dollars in building basic, dignified shelter,
which they shouldn't be doing anyway, because our tax dollars could be used for so much better. Make these people get off their asses and get fucking jobs and support themselves. This is ridiculous that we're even using money for this. But at least there's some accountability coming with it.
Often individual rooms with a door that locks, even often private bathrooms. And when we go to great expense to do that, do repeated outreach, and do everything in our power to help people move indoors into a safe space with supportive services, if they repeatedly refuse, we need to get them into the care of the county. We are beyond the point at which the city can help that person with the tools at our disposal. My proposal is we press trespassing charges as a way of getting them into a county behavioral health court so that a judge who specializes in mental illness and addiction or other related issues can determine the best path forward. The goal is not to put people in jail. It's to create accountability for coming indoors. And if someone is
Can't believe I heard a Democrat use the word accountability. Shit, I'm surprised I'm not having a fucking heart attack right now hearing that.
Truly unable to accept that help, get them over to the county where hopefully they can get the help that they need.
And in that scenario,
Yeah, because that's actually going to help people, is finding the root cause of the homelessness, not just funding their lifestyle and allowing them to kill themselves on a daily basis.
Necessarily just locked up, they could potentially be given treatment. Would they be forced into treatment?
If you're mentally ill, you should be forced into treatment. I'm sorry, you're a danger to society.
No, we don't do forced treatment. I think.
And see, and this is where the pussy-ass liberal shit comes in.
There's at least forced medication. I do think that mandating treatment and giving people a choice if they are committing other crimes is acceptable. At some point, the impact on the community is so great that we have to have accountability.
Plus the drain on our resources. No one ever wants to talk about the drain on our resources between the fires they start, the medical calls that they need with ambulances, the overdoses, the increased police resources that they pull from. It's at some point it's ridiculous. Like, it has to fucking end. It's not sustainable at all. No, there's no way this shit is sustainable. That's why California's in the fucking red so much.
And create consequences. But what I'm talking about here is not even necessarily people committing serious property or violent crime. I'm trying to address the fact that we just built brand new interim housing with an in-suite bathroom, kitchenettes. I mean, these look like market rate apartments. And when we did
that probably cost way over market to make with our tax, to build with our tax dollars.
Repeated outreach to the encampments in the neighborhood, 1 in 3 people in the encampment said, no thanks, I'd rather stay here on the street.
Yeah, because they want to be able to do whatever they want to do all the time and want to have no rules or no structure. Why are we funding that? That's ridiculous. Again, that's the no accountability from the Democrat Party.
Streets. That's not sustainable. It's not acceptable. It isn't fair to the broader community.
Exactly. It's not fair to the people paying fucking taxes. These people aren't paying taxes.
What I'm looking for is accountability to come indoors, and if people repeatedly refuse, getting them into a behavioral health court where, to your point, they're not sitting in jail, they're actually getting
Look at all the bikes, probably all stolen.
Connected with a program, and they have a choice to enter treatment.
So in terms of incentivizing for this to actually happen, you're also announcing something pretty interesting in terms of the way your city moves forward, which is bonuses for doing a good job in government. What a concept. Can you talk about how that works? And if you're
Wow, meritocracy, how crazy. This guy must be a Nazi.
You're getting any pushback on that?
Yeah, well,
of course,
inside the
because people want to get more money for not doing anything. Look at look at all the elected officials.
building, there are people who love it and people who
Look at the school boards everywhere.
hate it, but the community
And the teachers.
overwhelmingly likes the idea that any pay raises that we give to senior leadership, starting with me, with the mayor,
Should be to anyone, anywhere. Meritocracy over anything.
city council members, city manager, city attorney, and those most senior department heads, that any raises beyond cost of living must be tied to performance on the things people care most about: getting people indoors and ending homelessness, cleaning up.
I think any raise at all. I don't care what cost of living. If you're not doing your job, then why should you get any more money?
The city, bringing down the crime rate, building the housing we need where it makes sense, supporting our small business.
And that's a huge problem in California too. It's so expensive because of the regulations and the taxation to build housing. That's why housing is so expensive in California. But they want to keep it that way. Otherwise, they're not going to get as much tax revenue if the price of homes drops. Anybody with half a brain could figure that out.
So my proposal is this. Each year when we pass a budget, we should identify a small set of focused goals that reflect our community's greatest needs. We should set a performance target where we want to be at the end of that fiscal year. We should measure how we actually do. And at the end of the year, we should not get any raise without results. This should be tied to measurable performance for the...
Oh, you mean like everybody in the private sector raise relies on? Performance? Crazy.
People with the most authority, the most power at City Hall, and frankly, in most cases, the highest salaries.
And real quick.
Yeah. Well, how insane that is. Meritocracy. Wow.
Are you...
This guy's a Nazi. I'm pretty sure there's probably a recall effort already started against him.
Hearing from mayors in other cities around California that either like or dislike these ideas, because I'm sure there's a lot of people watching this that think, I wish my mayor would do this.
Yeah, I wish my mayor would do this.
Well, we're getting an overwhelming response from the community. I'm not hearing a whole lot from...
Yeah, exactly. Who cares what other mayors think? If his community is supporting it, that's all that matters. If the other mayors have half a fucking brain, they'll pick up on it and go, oh, well, maybe no one in our community wants all these homeless people everywhere. ruining everything.
Elected officials about it, but maybe that'll come in time. But I will tell you, from San Jose residents and on social media, folks from all over love the idea that we would be that transparent. That's what I have tried to do. Coming from the private sector, I have a tech background. I came into government 2 years ago. We set up dashboards. We focused in on a few key issues. We've really increased our ability to measure what we're doing, where your tax dollars are going, how much impact they're having. I think the next step is to say our pay raises should be tied to measurable improvement in things like public safety and ending homelessness. Yeah. I just think that's common sense.
And such a
Yeah, they're probably going to recall this guy. He's using way too much common sense.
A tech approach from one of the biggest tech cities.
But wait, that's what Elon's doing, though. This guy's obviously a fucking Nazi. Come on, lefties, where are you? Why aren't you down there raging at San Jose City Hall and protesting against this?
In the state, San Jose, Matt Mahan.
They're probably walking over from Tesla right now as I speak.
Bringing business to government. Thanks so much for joining us.
So yeah, there it is, folks. My bad. Let me know what you think. That's what happens when you don't edit and you just go straight to what you're doing. But let me know what you think. I completely back this 1,000%. The governor of California needs to step up and do some shit, but he's too busy doing a podcast trying to figure out why his party is so deep in the shit, and he doesn't realize because they're fucking stupid and their policies suck. Yeah. It's amazing. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I appreciate it. Give me a like, comment, subscribe. Definitely follow me on X. It's always fun on there. At MiddleGuy7, where I shred leftists on the daily and get blocked by at least one leftist a day because I spew facts and logic, and their tiny little brains can't handle that. So I'll see everybody in the next one. Everybody have a lovely rest of your day, night, morning, and God bless. Take care.